India's new income tax framework coming into effect from April 1st is being widely discussed, but the reality is slightly different from the noise. This is not a reform that changes how much tax you pay through new slabs or rates. Instead, it changes how your income deduction and spendings are tracked, reported and verified. In simple terms, you may not end up paying more tax, but the system will now have far greater visibility into your financial life. One of the most tangible benefits for salaried employees comes from the revision in meal card allowances. Now, under the earlier rules, you could claim 50 per meal as tax-free, which typically translated to 100 per working day. Assuming 22 working days in a month, that meant a monthly tax-free benefit of 2200 or 26,400 annually. Under the new framework, this limit has increased to 200 per meal or 400 per day. This pushes the monthly benefit to 8,800 and the annual tax-free amount comes to almost 1,05,600. Now, if you are in the 30% tax bracket, your tax saving earlier would have been 7,920 per year. Now, with the new rule, this jumps to 31,680. Now, that's an additional saving of 23,760 annually without any extra investment, purely through salary structuring. Another important area is house rent allowance or HRA, where both benefits and compliance have been tightened. The exemption continues to be calculated as the lowest of three components. The HRA received 50% of salary for metro cities or 40% of non-metros, and rent paid minus 10% of salary. For example, if someone earns a basic salary of 50,000 per month or 6 lakhs annually, receives an HRA of 25,000 per month and pays rent of 20,000 per month, the calculation works is 50% of salary comes to 3 lakhs. Rent minus 10% of salary works out to 2.4 lakhs minus 60,000, which is 1.8 lakh. Now, since this is the lowest of the three, the HRA exemption is capped at 1.8 lakhs. Now, at a 30% tax rate, this translates to a tax saving of 54,000 annually. What changes now is that most cities qualify for the higher 50% category, potentially increasing exemptions, but at the same time, disclosures such as landlord PAN details have become mandatory, reducing the scope for inflated or false claims. A structural shift is also happening in documentation, with Form 16 being replaced by a more system-driven Form 130. Earlier, Form 16 was employer-issued, which meant there was some room for timing gaps or minor inconsistencies, but between what was reported and what appeared in tax records. With the new system, the form will be generated based on integrated data linked to your PAN, tax deducted at the source, and other financial disclosures. Now, for instance, if you claim reductions of 2 lakhs, but the system only validates 1.2 lakh, the discrepancy will be automatically flagged before filing is completed. Now, this reduces the chances of mismatches and significantly increases accuracy. The income tax return filing process itself is becoming more automated and data-driven. Earlier, taxpayers manually entered most of their details, which followed some flexibility in reporting. Now, returns will be largely pre-filed, and different income streams such as salary, interest, and investments will already be reflected. If, for example, you declare 50,000 as interest income, but the system has record of 1.2 lakhs based on bank reporting, the difference will be highlighted instantly and corrections will be required before submission. Now, this makes the process simpler on the surface but stricter in practice. Another critical shift is the expanded role of PAN in tracking financial activity. More transactions will now be linked to your PAN, creating a consolidated financial footprint. To understand the implication, consider a scenario where an individual reports an annual income of 10 lakhs but has visible financial activity such as 8 lakhs in credit card spending, 5 lakh in investments, 3 lakhs in travel expenses. Now, this creates a lifestyle expenditure of 16 lakh against declared income of 10 lakh, which is likely to trigger scrutiny. Now, the system is essentially moving towards real-time financial profiling through this. Taken together, these changes signal a clear shift in the philosophy of taxation. The government is not increasing the burden through higher rates, but is instead focusing on tightening compliance through technology and data integration. The winner in this system will be those with transparent income, structured salary components, and properly documented claims. On the other hand, individuals relying on inflated deductions or inconsistent reporting may find it increasingly difficult to navigate the system.